afternoon, dear teachers and students. My name is Pишанова Нәйла, and I'm a student of 10th grade of Nazarbayev Intellectual School in Taraz. Today, I want you to present my project work called Using Kazakh folk fairy tales as a core element in improving English language skills. The aim of my project work is to create a way of learning English through Kazakh folk fairy tales. And the novelty of the project is creating a self-study resource book which based on 15 Kazakh folk fairy tales. It is obvious that fairy tales are the most interesting and creative ways of learning any language. So, in order to start my research, I did a literature review. Firstly, I investigated the works of international researchers like Brothers Grimm and Marina Warner. Then, I investigated the works of Kazakhstani researchers like Shohan Walihkhanov and Vasily Radlov. According to them, I found out that fairy tales have some benefits. First, they enlarge vocabulary skills. Second, they improve productive and receptive skills. Third, they develop critical and analytical thinking skills. And the last, they develop cultural backgrounds and human values. Especially in fairy tale Alaman and Jolaman, we can see relationship between father and son. Or in fairy tale Dusen and the Giant, we can see relationship between brothers. Also, we can see traditions of Kazakh nation. In fairy tales like Aldar Kose or Magic Knife, we can see hospitality of Kazakh nation. Now, let me introduce you the structure of the resource book. After each fairy tale, I have a vocabulary part where the tasks are matching the words with their definitions, or matching the words with the pictures, or finding the missing letters. The second part is grammar part. I presented the rules of some tenses, and the learners should do tasks by these rules. The third part is reading part, where learners should do matching or true or false tasks. In writing part, learners can describe their favorite character, their personality, their appearances. Also, they can create their own story. In the speaking part, learners can discuss about the plot of the story, or they can identify the main or general idea. Also, they can describe their favorite character using these words. And after all these parts, I have check yourself part, where it gives learners opportunity to check themselves. After all of these parts, the last one is developing creativity and analytical thinking skills, where learners can draw situations, pictures of some situations, or they can draw their favorite character. Also, they can answer open-ended questions, which will develop their analytical thinking skills. Now, let me introduce you the results and the findings of the project. First, 15 Kazakh folk fairy tales were translated into English. The second, a self-study resource book with comprehension tasks and the answer keys was published. An English Kazakh dictionary including 225 words with transcriptions was created. After each fairy tale, I have a vocabulary list which consists of 15 words. Video and the audio versions of Kazakh folk fairy tales were developed. Now let me show you some moment of fairy tale.
Beat my mallet. Once upon a time, there was an old man who lived with his wife. They were very poor, so they earned their life catching the birds by traps. One day, one goose had been caught in his trap. The goose said to the old man, "Please, give me a freedom. After a year, I will give you everything that you want." The old man agreed with the bird and let the bird go. When he came home, he told that event to his wife. That moment, his wife started to shout at him, "You are the most foolish man I have ever seen. How could you let the goose go?" Time passed. The old man wanted to go to the goose when 1 year passed, so he started traveling. After reaching the steppe, he noticed many camels on the steppe. He came to the person who was looking after camels and asked, "Whose camels are these?" "These camels are Qazbai's camels," answered that person. The old man understood that Qazbai was the goose that he had met 1 year ago. So he continued traveling. After a while, he saw many sheep. He came to a shepherd and asked, "Whose sheep are these?" "These sheep are Qazbai sheep," answered the shepherd. "What else does Qazbai own?" asked the old man. "He has 3 magic things. The first is, 'Cook my pot.' If someone says, 'Cook my pot, cook,' then it will cook different types of delicious dishes. The second thing is, 'Vomit my donkey.' If someone says, 'Vomit my donkey, vomit,' the donkey will vomit gold. The last one is, 'Beat my mallet.' If someone says, 'Beat my mallet, beat,' the mallet will start beating everyone it sees around it." After that, the old man continued traveling and finally found a goose. The old man asked a cooking pot from the goose. The goose gave the old man the cooking pot. When the old man was carrying the pot, he saw playing children in the yard. They invited him to their house to have a dinner. The old man agreed, but he said to children not to tell, "Cook my pot, cook," to his pot, and left the pot in the street. When he entered the home, children started shouting, "Cook my pot, cook, cook my pot, cook." That moment, the pot started to cook different types of delicious dishes. Children got surprised and changed the magic pot with an ordinary pot in order to leave the magic pot to themselves. When the old man came home, the pot didn't cook anything. So he went to the goose again and asked for the vomiting donkey. The goose gave him the donkey. On the way to his home, he met those playing children again. Again, they asked him to have a dinner. The old man agreed, but he told them not to say, "Vomit my donkey, vomit," to his donkey. Children agreed with him, but when he entered the house, they started shouting, "Vomit my donkey, vomit." So the donkey vomited gold. Children were amazed and changed the magic donkey with an ordinary donkey. When the old man came home, the donkey didn't vomit anything. So he went to the goose again and asked for the beating mallet. The goose gave him that mallet too. On the way to his home, he met the playing children. They again asked him to have a dinner in their house. The old man agreed, but he told them not to say, "Beat my mallet, beat," to his mallet, and left the mallet near them. Children agreed with them, but as soon as he entered the house, they started to shout, "Beat my mallet, beat," at the mallet. That moment, the mallet started to beat all of them. They were crying because of the pain and asking the mallet to stop beating them. They even begged the mallet, saying, "We will return you everything back. We will give you magic pot and magic donkey. Just please stop beating us, please." That time, the old man was going out from their house and suddenly could hear their words. He came closer to those children and ordered them to bring him back the pot and donkey. Children returned him the magic pot and the magic donkey. So that is how the old man started to live happily with his wife again.
The last one is a language website with Kazakh folk fairy tales, and the comprehension tasks was created. Thank you for your attention.